let's bring in Republican Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina. Senator, welcome. Always good to have you with us. So the way that's being presented is, you know, if you raise your hand and you're in Afghanistan, you want to go home, we're going to get you home. Is it as easy as that for people who want to leave still?
No. The bottom line is a lot of members of Congress, Tom Cotton, myself, so many of us were trying to get people out that we knew. I did my reserve duty in Afghanistan. I've been to Afghanistan probably 30 times. I met a lot of people. And I've been working with the State Department to get people out. They couldn't move. The Taliban wouldn't let them come to the airport. They were using these people as hostages to get, you know, leverage against us. So the idea that people just decided recently to get out is a lie. They said numbers that were unrealistic, not true. They're doing nothing, in my view, to deal with the thousands of Afghans who fought along our side to get them out. I've got a green ribbon. Senator Blumenthal and myself and Senator Ernst are going to wear a green ribbon through the holiday season as a reminder of those that we left behind in Afghanistan. This was a botched withdrawal. Most of the people came out were not vetted. We left behind the ones that helped us, and we brought out people that could rush the gate and get on an airplane, and only God knows who we brought out of Afghanistan. This has been a nightmare.
There are millions of people starving. Half the population is said to be on the brink of starvation by some estimates. I know you met with Angelina Jolie, who's done a lot of work in this area. Do you think the Department of Defense should have any role in helping or in dealing with the Taliban and trying to negotiate something to get those people help that doesn't end up in Taliban pockets?
Well, that's the problem, Martha, is how do you help the starving people of Afghanistan without empowering their oppressor, the Taliban? The Taliban running Afghanistan is a nightmare for women. It's a nightmare for religious minorities, particularly Shiites in the Herat area. It's a nightmare for the security of the United States because Al-Qaeda is flourishing in Afghanistan. The Taliban are not doing anything to control Al-Qaeda, who launched an attack against the United States from Afghanistan. So I'm working with Ms. Jolene, a bunch of senators, to try to find a way to prevent a humanitarian disaster you haven't seen since the end of World War II. There are millions of people going to die of starvation if we don't come up with some kind of plan, and count me in for helping the kids.
Well, we hope you can do that. I want to ask you a little bit about Build Back Better before I let you go. What kind of shape do you think this program is in? Is it, you know, is it going to survive? Does it still have any pulse, in your opinion? And before I let you answer that, here's your colleague Dick Durbin saying that you don't get it about how much it costs. Watch. Or I could read it. Okay, Lindsey Graham is putting out there that the true cost of this bill is $4.9 trillion. He's making up numbers, says Durbin. It's Lindsey at his best. You know he's waxing loyal followers of Donald Trump. He goes on to say, and Republicans have some preposterous number to quote on the air. We know what the cost is going to be, and it's nowhere near that.
What? You want me to reply to Dick?
Yes,
I like Dick a lot, but that's the lamest effort to deal with a number from the CBO that is devastating. You asked me about Build Back Better. It's on life support. It should be dead. The bill costs $5 trillion, $4.9 trillion. That's not Lindsey Graham saying that. That's the Congressional Budget Office, who the Biden has said was the gold standard. It is the gold standard. When you do away with the gimmicks, the bill costs $4.9 trillion. It adds $3 trillion to the deficit. So they're in a box with Build Back Better. If you do away with the gimmicks, then the bill costs $5 trillion, $3 trillion to the deficit. If you use the gimmicks, then Joe Manchin is going to have a hard time voting for it because he said he'd never vote for a bill that had gimmicks. So the CBO score is devastating to Build Back Better. It's the true cost is $5 trillion. The effect on the deficit is $3 trillion, and there's no way they can make up $3 trillion without massively raising taxes or cutting the government. So I think it's dead because of the CBO number.
We'll see. Senator Graham, always good to have you on. Thank you very much for being here today. You bet.